on the floor for 10 seconds and give the biggest round of applause to Gala, who's here especially for us, for this special night.
Hello, everyone.
Do you require a session of questions and answer at the end?
Well, it depends. If there are any questions, I'm open to answer.
Okay,
so we can talk.
So do you want me to moderate that?
No, not necessary. No.
All right, so I can relax and just be a part of the show.
So, folks, if you have any questions, you can do that afterwards, okay? And we can start. Hello, everyone. I'm Gala Grigoreva, the Chief Marketing Officer at Atstera, an advertising platform. So we are a high-load system too, like probably many of the companies here. And I also represent Women in Tech Cyprus community, which is an international community of women working in tech and based in Cyprus. So we do monthly meetups, and we are preparing for the summit in September. And we also launch educational programs. But these events are open not only to women, but how we say, to allies as well, you know, to everybody supporting women empowerment and women in tech particularly. So today I'm going to talk about introvert-friendly guide to personal branding, and I think this topic is very interesting, but let's see how many people here consider themselves introverts. Could you please raise your hands if you think that you are an introvert? Oh, see, not some, well, probably half, or even less. Well, great, interesting. So we're gonna, within the next 15 minutes, we're gonna explore this topic a bit, and then I'm gonna give you a few recommendations, so what you can do actually, so that not to spend a lot of time and not to feel uncomfortable with large audiences, large crowds, and do something to promote yourself, because without self-promotion, we cannot actually achieve a lot of great things. So a few words about myself. I have been in IT global marketing for 9 years already, leading marketing teams. And so I might consider myself an expert in team leadership. Last year, I took Forbes 20 Women in Tech Cyprus Awards, which is very cool. I think I'm also a certified business mentor and growth coach. And also, I'm very much into workplace happiness, which is very close to HR. But I think that for marketing people and just, you know, empathetic people, it's very important too. I organize TEDx talks. So if you might be interested in, you know, speaking at our next TEDx talk next year in March, feel free to submit your application, because engineering, IT, technology, different innovations, well, TEDx Talks is all about that. I'm a wife and mom of 2. So what is introversion? Introversion is not shyness. So introverts might be shy, but so can extroverts, actually. Shyness is all about our nervous system and our self-consciousness around other people. So introversion is more about you refueling alone. So you need some personal space to recharge, to rejuvenate, to reflect a bit, and you prefer this, like a low stimulus environments, to huge crowds and being around people like extroverts. But, well, this actually terming has been existing for about 100 years, and now they say that there are no introverts and extroverts actually, so you can be both, or you can change, you can split, you know, so it depends. So, introverts have really great skills, which are particularly important for the tech industry, but for many other industries as well. So let's see, gonna praise those of you who are introverts here. You are actually critical thinkers, and you have good researching skills as well, because you need some time to go deep into the topic, you know, to think deeply, to analyze everything, and then bring some results. And you're selective in socialization, which is also really cool, because you're focused on building meaningful connections, long-term relationships, instead of, you know, just collecting contacts on your LinkedIn or whatever. Mostly introverts are diplomatic because they try to understand the position of other people and they try to find the way, to compromise. Introverts are excelled in written communication. Well, you know that probably, and introverts may understand that writing is better. I will craft my words, correctly, to put it in a diplomatic way, but please, no calls, no meetings, I hate it. Introverts are also very creative and they are problem solvers and they are active listeners, and this is a very valuable asset for any organization actually. And they can be focused and autonomous, which is also cool because, for example, in my team, I value being, autonomous and not dependent on my decisions. So you go there and you decide, you do your job. Here are our goals and you do the rest. So, why then we should talk about, introverts in regards of personal branding? They are so cool. Why do they need personal branding? Because they struggle with networking, as I've said. If we take, for example, in-person events like this conference, it might be challenging for them, or sometimes even overwhelming. Self-promotion is also, difficult sometimes. And we may think that personal branding is all about, constant self-promotion and being in the center of attention, but it's not like that. So it's all about building your thought leadership and sharing your expertise, showing that you are a trusted professional and you are worth actually some salary increase or really great projects with industry leaders. And asserting your value, especially at job interviews or at performance reviews, that might be challenging too. So, the question is this mission ever possible? So, those of you who raised your hands and consider themselves introverts, do you think it's possible for you to build your personal brand? Can you raise your hand? Do you believe? Oh, great, fantastic, that's promising. Thank you so much. So, what do you need? Why do you need a personal brand first? Of course, it will help you to advance your career, to attract a really good job offer or a freelance project or great collaborators to do something significant. And of course, you can look credible and trusted to get some useful contacts which you may use in the future as well. And it also will give you self-confidence because without, visualizing what you have done, without that list of your achievements, whatever, in writing or in pictures, it doesn't matter, you won't feel that you're really worth something, that you're growing, that you're moving forward. So it will help you to gain that self-confidence, which is very important not only in professional life, but also in personal life. So you understand it. And we are moving to our next slide. Before doing something in this field, like writing posts and sharing and submitting, fixes on the GitHub or anywhere else, you should first spend your time, maybe a couple of hours on your own or using some, coach service, for example. You can sit and spend a couple of hours to reflect on your skills, on your expertise in the specific niche or technology. Just try to choose something for yourself, what you're passionate about, what your interests are, what you're really good at, and probably your colleagues said some really good words about you. So recognize your other strengths. Technical expertise is really good, but maybe you are also good at some soft skills. Maybe you're a good communicator, actually, or you're a good listener, or you're a problem solver. You have analytical skills, or you are a creative person. Put it on this list. Just try to, reflect and give you some time, maybe even tonight or at the weekend, so don't stop here. Also, try to understand, maybe to recall some situations when you should have met some specific interests and needs of your target audience. Your target audience is not only your employer or your clients if you have some side projects. It's also your managers, your project managers, product managers, well, anybody else within your company. So if you can, recognize their needs, if you can put yourself on their place and understand why they need it. Maybe they want to realize themselves. Maybe they want, a career growth as well, or they want to finish this project ASAP. So you should understand it as well, and then you can gain some credibility too. Be genuine in your interactions, which means don't be anybody else. Don't try to be anybody else. You don't have to be, if you're an introvert, okay, you don't have to be, an extrovert. It's not necessary. So just try to think about your inner core, what your truth is, and put everything, just keep on writing. It should be like a journaling exercise when you keep on writing what you're really good at. And you can ask your colleagues, your friends, your parents, and put it all together on the list. And then you can create just a few lines, maybe 3 or 4 lines describing yourself. It will be your unique value proposition. Okay, I'm good at this technology. My soft skills are this and this and that. I'm absolutely great at, user-friendly interfaces or understanding clients' needs and so on and so forth. And then you will have that, your selling paragraph you can use everywhere. You can put it in your CV, or you can put it on different websites you use to promote your projects and find your clients. So also, I would recommend to think about your personal journey because it matters. For example, you came from a very small town, or you didn't have enough, opportunities. You had some challenges in your life, on your life journey to reach your current milestone, and you're moving forward. So think about it as well and put it on this list. And when done, we can move to building your personal branding plan. It's not necessary to do everything, to take all the activities I'm just gonna talk about. You can try with something, just one activity. For example, utilizing social media selectively. For example, LinkedIn for career opportunities, because probably some of you have LinkedIn pages or LinkedIn profiles. Please raise your hands who have LinkedIn profiles. Oh, great. Well, not so many, actually. That's great. So just try to complete them. There are some guides, and I've shared this one by the link. You can actually check it out and try to do all the steps so that to make your profile stand out in the competitive tech market. And Twitter is great for developers for thought leadership, so that to communicate with industry leaders, with professionals, share your ideas, and so on and so forth. And here are some examples of people developers using social media. It actually works when you are consistent and systematic. So probably weekly posts will be nice. Not necessary to post daily, but there should be some system and consistency. What else can be done? Of course, creating valuable content. It might be content for tech communities on Reddit, Stack Overflow, HackerNoon, Dev.io, Discord, and maybe your own blog. I've seen quite a lot of developers in my workplace who actually build their own websites to demonstrate their portfolio, to share their projects with, first of all, HRs, recruiters. And then they may find also clients or maybe collaborators for some interesting projects. So here we have a very interesting example of a lady who actually she not only writes about testing and QA, but she also suggests her mentorship and consulting, which is also good. So you can promote your website and earn some extra money. What else? Well, who knows this guy? Cool. Well, he's actually famous for contributing to React, and he was hired by Facebook, now Meta. But he actually he left Meta, as far as I remember. It's actually good to contribute to open source projects, and they can be found on GitHub, first timers only, first contributions, Open Source Friday. So you can start by submitting, for example, bug fixes or improving documentation, and then implementing some new features. Or maybe you can create your own project on GitHub and, engage with the users who come to you and open issues, or maybe they can also contribute to your project, which is really nice. I mean, to engage with tech communities online, you don't have to, show your face, you don't have to meet with this person. It can be done online very easily, and what's more important, in an asynchronous way. It means that you can answer when it's available for you, when it's comfortable, You don't have to react immediately to any person. Another really great tool is showcasing your projects and contributions. So as I've said, it might be your website, some portfolio page. It might be links to GitHub repositories, so case studies of your past projects on LinkedIn or anywhere else. So make sure, if you have LinkedIn, make sure to place some projects over there. And what else can be really great is testimonials, feedback from your clients or past employers. There's nothing about it to ask your past employer to leave the feedback, the review on LinkedIn. And here you can find also the link to 25 really great portfolio examples. What else I've noticed is that some developers create their own courses. Well, it might take time, but it shouldn't be like huge course, about everything. Maybe something specific and small, your expertise in some niche, and you can, launch 5-6 lessons, 20, 30 minutes. You cannot even, show your face. It can be your voice and screencasting, screenshotting, streaming, anything else. So you can use YouTube or think Udemy or Coursera. You all know about them for sure. Well, it's another tool, actually. Also, let's move to some extroverted, I would say, activities, because of course finding your authenticity and being an introvert is cool. You have a lot of skills, but stepping sometimes outside your comfort zone and challenge yourself with extroverted activities is also nice. You can do that in small, manageable ways, like speaking at some local meetup or online event like webinars. You can try your company events first of all, and then you can take stages like this at tech internals or other conferences. You can also take part in hackathons, which is really cool because you can find some really great contacts. You can be hired. Well, you all know about that. I've just brought a few examples from Cyprus. So this is a hackathon by a tech holding from the last year, I think, and Cyprus Tech Odyssey. Maybe anything else. I actually tried to find any website, collecting, aggregating information about hackathons here in Cyprus. I didn't find anything, so maybe this might be a good idea for you to create something in the future and attract more, employers to launch hackathons and engage with local developers. Another great tool is offering mentorship, and this is, for example, what I'm doing. Sometimes, and at some point of your career journey, you reach that point when it's not necessary to give back to your team or your company, teams in your company. You want something else. You want to share your knowledge. You want to bring up, new developers. You want to help students or juniors. We all love juniors, to grow and advance their career. So what you can use, you can become a mentor at the following mentoring platforms. You can choose just one of them. At least you can check them out and see what you can do there, because some of them, they offer you paid options. I mean, that mentors can be paid. Some of them are not. They are just free for everyone, And this is really cool because it's not a one-way communication. You can also gain some information and knowledge from other people that are seeking mentorship from you. Well, that's it actually. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that this guide was helpful. And by combining these strategies with what I've called your authentic core, with your skills and expertise, you may find your own way to build a personal brand. Just step by step, start doing something tonight or at the weekend, okay? But don't hesitate to do that. I encourage you to build your personal brand. Thank you so much. So please leave your feedback. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help, to answer. Yes, please.
Thank you, very interesting. I want to ask about feedback with public activity. For example, if I start to write some posts in blog or on LinkedIn, I receive a lot of questions, a lot of feedback, and need to spend a lot of time to talk with my audience, to be not just a silent poster, but an active person. And the same with mentoring. If I'm mentoring some programmer or some people, they require me to spend a lot of additional time to ask the questions and so on. And I have to spend a lot of time just to be a social active person, and I have no time for this because I need to do my main job. So how to find the balance with this and to not spend all the time just to be a public person?
Yeah, which may lead to burnout, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this question because, of course, the greatest challenge here is time. So it's time consuming, and sometimes you just don't have it because you have home, you have family, kids, and so on and so forth, and you want to live your normal life. But, you know, I had been working for many companies promoting their brands, and then I realized, okay, I have to promote my personal brand too because I have to think about myself first. And I have to find some slots on my schedule to spend time on promoting myself. So it's all about also setting your own boundaries. For example, with your mentee, if you're a mentor, you can say, okay, I have an hour weekly. We may have Monday, 6 p.m. for 1 hour, and that's it. Well, I'm sorry, I cannot be available on Telegram, for example, anytime, you know, day or night. So speaking about posting, you can plan your posting, for example, weekly. It might be some short comments, or it might be long reads, anything else. And then if you see some comments are coming, just pay attention to them on a weekly basis as well. So it's not necessary to answer immediately, you know, like I receive a notification from LinkedIn, okay, just stop my car and start answering. It's not necessary. And people, if they understand, they should respect your boundaries too. Well, I think that, well, for me, it was challenging because I took, for example, early mornings when I got up and took my baby to the kindergarten. I just sat, drank my coffee, and I, you know, started writing something or commenting or creating a post or saying, okay, I'm here at Tech Internals, I'm speaking, and anything else. But actually, you may usually find yourself doing some, how to say, not garbage things, I wouldn't say so. Sometimes you just prefer watching YouTube or playing games. And instead, you can spend this time on doing something for your personal brand, you know? That's it. Okay, 1 time for playing games, and 1 hour for playing games, and 1 hour for your personal brand. That's it.
But 1 time is not enough. For example, if you want to write a technical article, you should spend 10 or 20 hours to prepare. So if you want to post weekly, you will spend half of the week.
Sometime at the weekend, probably. Yeah, probably weekends will.
I have not enough time to make a really useful technical article because I need to make a lot of research. So I can post 1 per 2 or 3 months, but this will be considered as a dead block.
Can you use something from your work I mean that probably you prepare some documentation. Of course, it might be confidential, but probably you may share something.
Yeah.
For example, I do something, well, I'm not into tech, like I'm into marketing. I do something, I launch a campaign and I got some results, and I may share that this can work and this will not work, and you can use this and that.
Yeah, I'm doing this, but still I need to prepare to make this animals, make it interesting, make it easy to understand. So a lot of time for preparation just for an article, and this will be one article from a million similar articles. So spending 20 hours to prepare an article like all others, it's too much for me.
Yes, it might be time consuming. I perfectly understand because I have gone through this too. Yeah. Sometimes you can spend 2 or 3 hours at the weekend, but you know and you recognize that you do it for yourself. Yeah, and it works actually because for example, the last year and a half, I've reached a really high, well, a good height, you know, in personal branding, and probably you can check it on LinkedIn. I can be easily found, and I immediately started getting interesting contacts, interesting, you know, suggestions and job offers, and I can build projects using my, you know, superpowers. So it works. So it's all about, you know, balancing. Maybe you can do something within your work when you write something and then you take it and, you know, rework it somehow the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, and
We
then
can think
you
about it.
receive the feedback. Okay, the article is okay, but let me please explain this. Here you are wrong,
Yeah.
and you have to spend additionally to this 20 hours to prepare, one more 20 hours to answer questions, to work with your audience, and it's really a lot of time, and I prefer to just close comments instead of spending additional time.
Well, this is also the way, actually. So commenting, contributing to discussions, or asking questions is also the way. Yeah? Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
for motivation.
Thank you so much. This was my idea because I'm sure that you know about these tools. You know, they are logic, they are obvious, but sometimes we just need some inspiration. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for joining.
Gala. So, usually on this conference, I'm asking the speaker to go to the discussion zone and answer more questions at the microphone, but tonight I'm just inviting you to join the after party. Maybe a glass of wine, maybe more conversations, but in a non-official way.
Great.
Thank you
you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks a lot.